European leaders are publicly distancing themselves from President Trump's hardline immigration tactics. But here's the twist. They're secretly copying his playbook. This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover how Europe's new heavy-handed diplomacy is targeting Africa and why experts warn it could backfire spectacularly, creating more instability and more migrants. Meet the people caught in the middle. A mother fleeing conflict in Sudan. A student seeking work from Ethiopia. Their stories are being reduced to political bargaining chips in a high-stakes game of migration chess. And the deals being struck right now could reshape the future of an entire continent. But here's what nobody's talking about. On February 2nd, UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper visited Ethiopia. The goal? To set out new cooperation on illegal migration from the Horn of Africa. The UK says around 30% of people crossing the English Channel on small boats in the past 2 years were from Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, and Sudan. But here's the part that will blow your mind. In the 2024-25 period, the UK Home Office granted 99% of Sudanese and 87% of Eritrean asylum seekers protection at first instance. That means the vast majority are legitimate refugees fleeing real danger. Yet the UK's New Deal focuses on speeding up returns and tightening borders. The visit came with an undisclosed funding amount and agreements for law enforcement agencies to work together. To supposedly tackle the economic drivers, Cooper signed a $400 million joint development agreement for electricity projects and a job creation deal. She announced £17 million in humanitarian funding. Sounds like help, right? But here's the twist. The UK did not publicly mention the Ethiopian government's role in the 2020-22 Tigray blockade and subsequent humanitarian crisis, which it had previously criticized. Nor did it address the ongoing conflict, persecution, and crises actually driving people to flee. This is assertive migration diplomacy. Europe is pressuring African countries to tighten their border security and accept returned migrants, whether it's in Africa's best interest or not. Since the 2015 migration crisis, this pressure has been relentless. And although many European leaders criticize Trump, they are parroting US methods and pursuing previously failed measures. The UK's own numbers tell a shocking story. Net migration into the UK has fallen from a post-Brexit peak of 908,000 to 204,000. In the year ending June 2025, 670,000 non-EU citizens arrived. But only 43,309, that's just 6%, came by small boat. The vast majority, 69%, arrived for work and study. Only 96,000 claimed asylum. The numbers are relatively manageable, yet migration is highly politicized. Leaders are under electoral pressure to show control. An active parliamentary petition calling for offshore detention and mass deportation has almost 7,000 signatures. The stakes are enormous. Experts from the Institute for Security Studies warn these measures won't slow migration in the medium and long term. Instead, they could deepen instability in African countries, undermine democracy and transparency, and actually contribute to the very drivers of migration. It's a self-defeating cycle. Pressure for quick fixes, deals that ignore root causes, more instability, more people forced to leave. Some say Europe is just protecting its borders. Others say it's outsourcing its problems and destabilizing a continent. But here's the unanswered question. If these deals make things worse in Africa, where will the next wave of migration come from? Do you think African countries should resist this pressure, or is cooperation the only way? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking international news.